Listen to the Voice of Survival podcast every other Friday, right here on the Journey into Comics Network. JourneyIntoComics.com.
The following is a Journey into Comics Network production.
I'm a dude who likes brews. It's time for Brews with Dudes. Juicy. Hello and welcome once again to Brews with Dudes. I'm your host, Nick Maxon, here once again with Zach Davidson. How you doing, Zach?
I'm doing fantastic. How is you?
I am very, very well, and I am joined also by Brett Maxwell. Welcome back, Brett.
Hello.
We are going to jump right into this second batch of beers that Brett got on his family Christmas trip. Here we go.
All right. We are starting off with another sour. This one doesn't give me a whole lot of information. It's called the Here Ghosts Nothing. But the other one was that cranberry cherry. And so this seems more like like just a standard sour. Oh, here it is. Leipzig style ghost ale, brewed with coriander and sea salt. So let's get it. Group
Coriander.
Coriander and sea salt.
All right, let's jump on in.
Holy cow.
Interesting.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that one.
Very strong. As far as the sour taste.
That is pretty sour.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how I feel about this one, honestly.
You can definitely taste the saltiness, I suppose.
What they've got to say about it. We threw caution to the wind with our interpretation of the Leipzig-style ghost, featuring complex aromas and acidic flavors contributed by indigenous wild yeast and lactic fermentation. Lemon, lime, and other citrus-like qualities are balanced by the spicy character of coriander and a mineral mouthful from sea salt harvested on the shores of France. Well, you don't say so. It is very tart. It's very sweet.
Very. It's not terrible, I suppose. Not my first
It's
choice.
just kind of boring to me. I don't know. I've only had a couple sours that I liked, and compared to these, this one is just boring sour flavor. There's not much else I get other than sour.
Yeah, right.
You know?
It just, yeah.
It's
The cranberry cherry one that they had, you got all the different flavors, and it had that right level of sour. This one is just, it's a sour beer. There's not much to say about it. I don't know.
It really permeates the whole mouth. It's just...
Yeah.
yeah. I'm still puckering over it. Good grief. I mean, again, it's not a terrible beer, but it's not my first choice at all.
I would not buy it again. If I saw it, even if I saw it on tap or in a bar here in town, I would not buy it.
Yeah, me either.
This is from Destil.
Yeah, we had a couple from them last time we recorded. So
Yeah.
we had we had the other sour, and then I really feel like there was one more. I could be wrong though.
I don't remember.
Oh,
It's from
neither.
Normal.
I'd have to look at a picture. I don't know. I'm definitely gonna choke this one down though. There's only a little
Yeah,
bit
it's
left.
probably about time to just jump on into the next one.
Yeah.
Want to throw it down the hatch, boys?
One step ahead of you.
All right, let me rinse these glasses.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
We warmed up just slightly for this episode. It's been a couple hours, but we went on down to the Knickerbocker Saloon in Lafayette for their beer school. Tonight was Bell's, so we were pretty excited about that.
Oh, yeah, it was great. Got a whole bunch of swag, a whole bunch of pins and stickers and cool little bottle opener. That was really neat.
I won some trivia, so I got a T-shirt. Yeah, we loaded up. They were hearty in their in their swag giveaway.
Yeah, I was pretty pleased. And they had a good variety of beers that they were sampling too. They had the Amber Ale, which, come to find out, was the original brew from Bell's, or the first one that they brewed and sold.
Right. It's their apparently third highest selling brew after Oberon and the Two Hearted.
To no surprise. I mean, come on. Who doesn't like a good Two Hearted beer?
Fools and
More fools.
sissies. Yeah, I don't know. I was gonna call them ninny something or another, but I couldn't think of the other word.
Pansies.
Ooh, yeah, something like that. But yeah, then they had the Oarsman, which was a light ale, had a little sour twinge to it, just a little bit.
Yeah, even that one was decent, though.
It was great. And then it was the Third Coast.
Yes.
Third
That was
Coast
it.
beer, not the Third Coast old something or another.
The old ale.
Yeah.
We were all excited for that one.
The barley wine.
Yeah.
But then we got it, and it was not a barley wine.
It wasn't bad, but it was kind of just an IPA in my opinion.
I think they said it was a pale ale.
Was it?
technically.
Okay.
But yeah, it was. It didn't have a huge hop bite like you'd expect from an IPA.
And compared to the old ale as a 10% ale, 10%, you didn't taste in the sample that we had. Like, no, that's not a 10%.
Yeah, we argued about it for half a second, and then we were like, we're going to taste this and immediately know if it's a barley wine, and it was not. So what do we got now, Brett?
We are moving on to the Lizard King.
Yes.
It's delicious. Mosaic hopped pale ale. And I love Pipeworks can designs. They're all bright and colorful, and there's a lot of action going on. We've got the Lizard King himself battling it out with a ferocious looking skeleton. So
Typical Lizard King.
Yeah.
intense.
He seems to be winning, so I'm rooting for him.
Well, all hail the Lizard King. Let's jump in and drink the brew to his name. Here, Lizard King.
Yee. It's not bad.
Nice and smooth.
I like
Real
it.
smooth.
I'm about it.
Now, if
Mosaic.
I'm not mistaken, it's just Mosaic hops, correct?
That's what it would appear.
Yep. So I'm assuming that's the only hop that they used with this brew.
Probably, or at least primarily, if that's
Yeah.
the only one that they're mentioning. It's only 6%. That's not too bad.
I've noticed that Pipeworks is a little lower on the alcohol content usually for their beers.
We need to make
So-
a trip up there sometime.
That would be fun.
sweet.
That would be fun.
More about beers that you can drink, not just the nut kickers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but see, we're alcoholics.
Yes,
so
we like the nut
Whether we
kicker.
want to admit it or not.
Yeah.
I'm definitely enjoying this one though. It's definitely got a better flavor than the sour we just had, the Ghost Sour.
Yeah, that was, I don't know, man. Like I said, it was just really, really salty. You could,
I didn't taste any salt. Just the only thing I tasted was generic sour.
I don't know.
This reminds me of like a Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. I kind of get that a little bit. I might like this one a little more though. The color's nice.
It
Very
is.
yellow.
Yeah.
You can see through. You can kind of see through it, not very clearly though.
It's a little cloudy,
Pretty, cloudy, hazy.
but I'm definitely enjoying it. It's been a while since I've had Sierra Nevada. I don't know if I would compare it to that. I'd have to have Sierra Nevada again. It's been a long time. I've just been drinking other crafts.
Yeah. I'm not drinking much Sierra Nevada lately either, but it definitely makes me think of it. Maybe it's Mosaic hops in general.
Maybe.
Maybe I'm not saying that I'm not a fan.
Have you ever brewed with Mosaic hops?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which
yeah.
brews did you
But
do
it's,
with that?
It's usually something we put at the back that it's buried.
The
It's
dry
not-
hop.
No,
Oh, no,
no.
okay.
The dry hop is what you want at the front.
Right, okay.
To be very, very floral. Man, we yesterday bottled our New England style IPA that had a lot of dry hopping, and we opened it up, and it was just the perfect smelling IPA, and it was so clear. It was the clearest we've ever done.
Nice.
Wow.
It's the first one that we threw outside when we were getting ready to bottle it. We threw it out a couple days early, kind of flash freeze it, and so all the sediment just went down to the very, very bottom.
Oh.
And it is... It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm ready to try it.
We tasted it, and it was pretty good.
We got
But-
it takes about 2 weeks to prime in the
Yeah.
bottle.
And
so
then
We've got a couple weeks.
I'm very excited for it.
That does sound good. That does sound good. I also saw you had done the Bizarre Noir beer. What was that one again? Refresh my memory.
We're calling it the Hydra Stout.
Yes,
for the 3 heads, because it's got blueberries, bourbon, and chocolate.
Nice. That sounds amazing.
It's meaty looking. We've got another one coming called the Yes Man, because we said yes to everything. Like, should we put this in it? Yeah. How about this? Yeah. So it's got chocolate and coffee, and it's going to have some of the blueberries. It's going to have cherry bourbon. It's going to be a mess.
That's going to be good, though.
It's going to be a beautiful mess.
That's going to be good.
It's gonna be fun trying to dissect all the different flavors out of it. But so yeah, we got those 2 sitting in secondary. It'll probably be a little bit longer before the Yes Man, but we're probably going to get to, I guess technically the Lusa Brew 3.0 is going to be ready before the Bizarre, because the Bizarre is a stout, so we're probably going to want to let that sit for a second. So next is the Honey Nut Beerios,
which I'm excited for.
Yeah, that one's going to be good.
It's going to be so good. I can't wait for it.
So, yes, I did misspoke. It's going to be the Honey Nut Beerios, then the Lusa Brew, then the Bizarre, then the Yes Man. But the New England is bottled, and we'll be ready. We'll be ready to drink soon.
Very nice.
The other ones are sitting in the old closet.
Very nice. I'm definitely still enjoying this Lizard King, though. Mm-hmm. I'm glad I've got one at home still.
I wish I had some Pipeworks in the fridge.
I've got a couple left at the house, so it'll give me something to enjoy. Maybe I'll have to come over and play some Magic or another game soon.
Do you have some at the house?
I do
still?
have some at my house still.
Are you sure?
Pretty positive.
You've
I
never
wouldn't count on it.
Why do you say that, Zach? Why are you questioning him?
I don't know.
Because he's implying that he's going to steal my beer.
I'm not implying shit.
Well, I mean, do you have teeth? Do you? Oh, okay, cool.
I don't.
Silence.
You're scaring me, Zach. I don't like hearing about thieving ways. Makes me uncomfortable as we're sitting in my house.
I'll offer you, Nick, now that he's sitting, since I'm under the assumption he's going to try and steal my beer, you're going to have to come over and drink it with me beforehand.
All right.
We'll have to solve that issue real quick.
Steelers going to drink it with you.
Oh. That's
no one's
that's
buying
not
it,
the
Zach.
implication I got.
No one's buying it.
That's not the implication I got.
Shit.
Because I said I knew it was still in the fridge, and you questioned that.
So we're doing something fun with the podcasting network that I'm part of, the Journey into Comics Network. We're doing a road to Marvel's Avengers. Is this 3?
Yeah, the Infinity War. Infinity War, yeah.
So everybody, there's 10 shows on the network. Everyone's gonna watch every single movie in the Marvel universe and then review it. So we have picked Iron Man 3 and Captain America 2, The Winter Soldier.
Okay.
So those are the movies that we've got to review. I haven't seen Winter Soldier, and I've not seen Iron Man 3 in a couple of years. And I heard Winter Soldier was really good, and I know for sure that Iron Man 3 was not. So it's gonna be fun going over those two. So that'll probably be the next 2 episodes.
That'll be exciting.
Looking forward to that. I think I have Iron Man 3. I'm gonna have to either borrow or go buy the Captain America.
I don't know if it's on any network or platform.
It might still be on Netflix.
It might be around.
No, it's Civil War is on Netflix.
I don't Marvel very much. I'm not the biggest Marvel fan.
I liked the Marvel.
I do.
So
I mean, don't get me wrong, I do.
You gonna get down on it, Zach, with me?
I totally get down on it.
Since you were just talking about stealing, I mean, you could just go steal.
Oh wow! Now you're both in on it. Now you're both. I have a lot of beer I have to drink now when I get home, so y'all motherfuckers can't steal it.
Encouraging him to steal and
Nobody's
stealing
gonna steal
myself are totally
anything.
different things.
I don't
For the
know,
record,
man.
I am not a thief, people.
Okay. Anyway, so if someone wants to let us borrow, if someone else wants to let us borrow the Winter Soldier, that would be great. I bet you it's not too bad. I bet we could get it for $10 somewhere anyway.
I'm sure.
So
Yeah.
yeah, let's just get away from the notion of stealing things. None of us are thieves.
no.
Let's stop joking about it. I'm getting uncomfortable. I think we're ready to move on past the Lizard King. And no offense to him, but I think we vanquished the Lizard King this time. Is that that me on there whooping his ass? I don't know. There's a big skeleton on here fighting the Lizard King. Yeah, I'm just going to say that's me. That's me whooping the Lizard King's ass right there.
Sure, why not?
Thanks for your input, Zach. Appreciate that. That one was only 6%. That wasn't too bad at all.
No, it was tasty.
I first had Lizard King. Actually, I think there was Lizard King in that batch. But I was saying the first time I had Pipeworks was at the Doom Room's 100th show at Carnahan Hall. Mm-hmm. Had 17 bands, and one of the gentlemen from one of the bands, Mr. Adrian Harris from Testimony, I believe had started working up at Pipeworks. Oh. I'm not exactly sure what he was doing up there, but he came with, I think it was 5 or 6 different beers from there, and we just got the fuck down on them. They were so good.
Nice. Sounds like a good time. Man, speaking of a good time, that can looks like a good time.
Is this another Pipeworks?
I wish you all could see this can right now. It's so pretty. So many different colors.
We'll jump into the description when it's not in somebody's hand. But it's another Pipeworks, so it's just as colorful as the Lizard King. I believe last time we did Ninja vs. Unicorn?
No, we have that this time. Last time was the Mango Guppy.
So which one is this?
This is the Passion Fruit Guppy.
There we go.
Yes. This is the Passion Fruit Guppy, and next we will delve into the Ninja vs. Unicorn.
Sweet. So this is a very Pipeworks heavy episode.
Yeah, it was. Last time we did Illinois Part 1. I had more of we had a couple forehands, which is actually in St. Louis. I apologize. But we had that Moroccan coffee stout that was really good. And that snake oil IPA.
That's spicy.
It was.
Like the spicy stout. That was good.
So this one left me with a little more Pipeworks in the fridge than others. So I went with a pretty Pipeworks heavy episode.
I'm totally down with it.
And I do love this can. This was the first one I saw when I walked into the liquor store, and it caught my eye. I was like, what the hell is this? And Dad's like, that's out of Chicago. That's not local, because he's in Troy, which is
totally opposite end of the state.
It takes 4.5 hours to get from Lafayette to Troy, and it takes 4 hours to get from Troy to Chicago. So.
Wow.
So he's like, that's not local. I'm like, Dad, it's local. We can't get it in Lafayette. Like, this is Illinois local beer. So I'm definitely ready to try this one.
Look at this, the way the sediment is settling. I'm one of those weirdos that is okay with sediment in my beer.
I am as well.
Mine is super cloudy, but you can actually see the sediment in Nick's cup just.
It looks like an alien, like taking. I'm having to fight it. Anyway, this is very hazy. I'm really liking how hazy it is.
Let's just dive into it, boys.
Smells fantastic.
Ooh.
That's great.
Wow.
It's tasty as fuck.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Passion fruit and honey. Ooh, you can definitely taste that.
It's a session IPA by their accounts. They're calling it a flavored ale, 4.6. So that makes me want to bring up the sour, the tiny back end bite, like just
it does, and
very very subtle.
I think I've only had passion fruit like one other time, and it is kind of a bitter sour fruit.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
So the honey definitely makes it not as tart as it would be if it wasn't there. I do like the honey addition with it. Yeah, this can is amazing. You've got a couple. It looks almost like a piranha, maybe. He's got some sharp fangs, and you got your little guppy swimming around. They got looks like they're in a fish tank almost. Got the little sand cat or their castle up on the hill.
Lots and lots of color.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's an eel. It's an eel that's wrapping around the can. An eel and a guppy. But yeah, it's this. Like I said, this is the first can that I saw when I walked in, and after that I got loaded up on every single Pipeworks that was there that was available. I think there was one that I didn't get, and I can't remember what it was. It just didn't sound as good as the others I did get, and I wanted to get a variety of different brewing companies as well. Right. So I held off on one of them, but
one of these days it's in the works. I think I've got I think, like, on the top of my head, I've got 4 or 5 different breweries that I tell myself, like, I want to go there. Pipeworks, Bell's.
Yeah, it would be really cool
I really
to
want to go to
Bell's.
Bell's. I want to go to Odd 13. I brought that up earlier.
Yep.
That's way out in Denver, but I want to go. I want to go there. I've heard of the legendary Toppling Goliath. I want to get there. I believe that's like Utah or something.
I don't think I've heard of them.
It's really, really, really tasty stuff.
So what I'm hearing is brewcation?
Beercation.
Beercation?
Yeah.
Brewcation.
Potato?
Wastedcation. I don't know. It's going to be...
All the above?
When it gets warmer
Delicious
out,
and
when it gets
expensive.
warmer out, we need to do like a Michigan day because there's Dark Horse, Founders, Bell's. We could really make a day out of going up there, and we probably wouldn't want to leave because
No,
We probably need a hotel room or something.
that's the plan.
my buddy Alex lives right on the border. We could do it. That's how we did it this last time.
Drive a couple hours up north and then drive a couple more.
Right. I'm pretty sure that Bell's is maybe an hour from Founders, and then I'm not quite sure where Dark Horse is, but it's up in that area too.
I feel like I remember seeing on the can, but now I can't recall.
I'm pretty excited. If it's not the next episode, then it'll be the one after that. From my good buddy Tex, my Christmas gifts were 6 beers from Dark Horse.
Nice.
And most of them are from their barrel age set that they just released.
I say I'm loving all the barrel aged beers coming out.
I'll have to pull them out when we're done with this, but that's going to be this is kind of a whole Pipeworks episode. We kind of did a 18th Street episode. This one's going to be full blown, all Dark Horse, pretty much all ass kickers.
Good.
That's
They're
exciting.
gonna all from 8 to 14%. It's going to be.
We need to.
It's gonna be mean.
We need to go back to our roots and do a Three Floyds episode.
I know. We need to go up there and get some of the ones that we can't really get around here.
Do you think they'd let us sit in their building and podcast for a little bit?
See, that's something that I wanted to talk about with different places. If we went at an odd time,
Right.
Like when
Can we get a semi-quiet corner?
is your Wednesday afternoon at 2 p.m? Is that your quiet time? You know, like try to find out when
go
they're
there, drink their beer on tap, and
Yep.
and talk about it. Maybe talk to a couple employees, get their opinion on some stuff.
That's something I've wanted to do.
That's a
but
good idea. I like it.
We're getting there. We will get there.
Right now, I enjoy what we have going on. Being
Yeah.
on a couple episodes myself, and
Me too.
you know, I was pretty happy that I got to supply a couple episodes and make this
Oh, yeah.
happen, man.
It's
So
always a
I'm
fun
definitely enjoying this passion fruit guppy though.
Oh yeah, me too. I'm not really. We're trying not to really say which episode we're on because we've got a lot of weird things coming up. You know, we're a couple weeks ahead, and so we're kind of jumping around. Like this may not. This may be the 14th one that we've shot, but it's going to air 13th or 15th. You know, so I'm not really sure how that's going to work out, but yeah, it's been a hell of a time. We're on. We're somewhere in the 13 to 14, 15 range on shooting these, and we're having a lot of fun. We're moving through it.
It's only been a couple weeks. Like what?
Yeah,
We've been doing this for,
we just aired
6 weeks.
So as of the time of this recording, this coming Saturday, episode 11 will air.
And you've dropped sometimes 1-2 a week, right?
No, we only do
okay.
one a week.
One a week. Okay,
We only do one a week, so we're
11
at
weeks.
It sounds like about 3 months.
Okay.
We've been doing this for about 3 months. But we're really good about being ahead. You know, I know that we've got multiple episodes. Sometimes we record more than one a week. We've definitely done that a couple times. So yeah, we've got. I just said Dark Horse Day coming. I believe next Monday I'm getting my Craft X box.
Good. Ooh, I was really happy with the last one.
And this one is, I believe, 2 IPAs and 2 stouts, and they all sound fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So
I was actually talking to someone at work. He was talking about how his buddy gets that, and I explained to him that we do a podcast with it, and
oh yeah,
and that it's always a good time. So
So yeah, that's those are the things you can look forward to. There's going to be the Craft Xbox. There's going to be Dark Horse Day. There's going to be Iron Man 3 Day, which could be one of the same. And then we'll have Captain America Day, where we talk about that. So if you've got any ideas about stuff that you'd like us to drink or stuff you'd like us to talk about, I think we're going to try to do a live episode here, maybe for episode 15 or 20. Just because we can and we have the time. So, hell yeah, thanks again to everybody that's been listening to us. I'm going to finish off this passion fruit guppy so we can start thinking about the next beer. What do you think it's going to be?
We're sticking with the Pipeworks just because the last couple ones we have are darker. So, or no, let's. You guys want to switch it up?
Yeah, switch it up.
Let's go something a little darker.
Why not?
So we're gonna do Dust Hill Brewing out of Normal, Illinois. It is going to be a milk stout, and it sounds mighty tasty.
I do like me a milk stout.
Milk stout? It's stouts in general, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of stouts.
Yes.
I think, let's see, last weekend I went back to 450. Yeah, I know y'all are sick of hearing about it. I went back to 450 to get the fresh fruit mango milkshake IPA, as well as the double dry hopped double IPA Super Nugget Bros. It was a total play on Super Mario Brothers. It was really, really cool.
Everything from the can to the packaging, just everything.
They used Galaxy hops. So if you're familiar with Mario, they had a Super Mario Galaxy. So I thought that was really neat. But the point I'm bringing it up is they had a milk stout on tap called the Cow Tipper. And I tried it, and it was great.
Cow Tipper. That just sounds delicious.
Yeah.
I tried a sip of it. It is.
For being a couple Hoosier boys, you know, I've never tipped a cow. Have you tipped a cow?
I have. I can proudly say that I have tipped a cow.
I have not.
Who have you tipped a cow with, Zach Davidson?
I believe it was John Kidder.
That
makes sense. Wow, that
That's
makes
surprising.
complete sense.
I used to do a lot of stupid shit with that guy.
I
And
think
it was literally, I mean, okay, so Nick is familiar with where we grew up out by Romney, out on this road called 200, heading towards Lafayette. There is a cow field, and if you recall, I'm sure you remember seeing the cow field there, Nick. But that was the cow field where I just pulled over one night and fucking tipped a cow.
you're a degenerate.
I can neither confirm nor deny these allegations set before me.
Brett, if you had to think about I'll say childhood, but I'm talking, I mean, you know, even up to 18 or so. You know,
Adolescent.
Yeah. I think of an adolescent. What was a fun, stupid thing you did? Here, I'll let you think unless you've got one. You got it right now?
I think I got one.
All right, let's hear it. So Zach tipped a cow. What did Brett do?
It was shortly after 4th of July. I was with my friend Nick Martin, and a couple other people. I feel like John Kidder was there, but
Of course.
I don't think he was.
To no one's surprise.
But it was shortly after 4th of July. We cut open a bunch of mortars, like fireworks shells, and we dumped them all into a container. And we decided that wasn't enough for what we were trying to do. So we went to Dick's and bought black powder.
Well,
and
of course.
Put an entire, pound, something, half pound something
Good
of
God.
black powder in this like plastic sherbet container. And we wrapped it up with some tape, and there's an old abandoned house, and we decided to shove it in the mailbox. Yep. And
But for the record, you technically, if you look at it the right way, you went to the mall
to
and
get
bought
black powder. Absolutely.
Just wanted to clear that
Absolutely.
up. Just wanted to clear that up.
So we drove up to it. Nick hops out of the car and shoves it in the mailbox, lights the wick. We had a good foot-long wick on it, but he folded the wick over and stuffed it in the mailbox too, and it lit itself right next to the container. So by the time he was in my car and closing the door, it blew up. We were 2 feet away from the mailbox. It scared the shit out of us, dude.
That's fucking retarded.
Put a solid,
That's pretty fucking
put
retarded.
a solid hole in the mailbox. Luckily, my car wasn't damaged, but yeah, it was pretty degenerate.
You know, actually, kind of thinking of it, I've also done stupid stuff with Nick Martin.
Yeah,
We filled up an empty milk jug with gas one time and just sit in the middle of his yard and shot it and just
Yep.
big old
That's
fireball.
what farm raised boys do. When you live out in the country and you don't have shit to do,
You learn to blow
you
things up.
blow it the fuck up.
And run across cornfields to hang out with your buddies.
What about you, Nick? What about some degenerate shit you've done? I remember one. I don't know if it's something that'll come to your mind.
It might. Let's get a quick description of this beer, and so we can start sipping on it while I dive into
Okay.
my stupid story.
So this is a Moon Jumper Milk Stout.
Ooh.
It describes as dark, sweet, and silky.
The cow jumps over the moon.
Oh, that's dope.
God damn it.
That's so good.
I'm so
That's
proud of
good.
these people. Oh, it's so good.
So we're sitting at 6.1 ABV and about 30 IBUs, so it's really low on the IBUs, which you would expect for a stout. Yeah, it definitely sounds good.
And it smells good too, so let's find out.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh god, yes. Ah, it's so fucking
It
milky.
does kind of have a sweet flavor to it.
That's really good.
Sweet and silky are a good description for that.
Yes.
Very nice. I'm loving the flavor that's
yes.
sitting on my palate.
That's great.
I don't want this
I like
to
it.
ever leave my
Chocolatey?
palate.
It's dark enough for us to talk about your dark times you had as a kid, Nick.
Right. So, the number one person I remember doing the stupidest things with was Mr. Tanner Ashby.
Well, yep.
And one night we were, I don't know what, we were just walking. We were just walking from our buddy Spencer's. We're walking down the road, and we had our grappling hooks with us, as we usually did.
I was there that night. This is what came to mind.
Okay, so, and there was a billboard.
Yep.
And we walked over to it, and we were trying to get up onto this billboard. And most billboards
Using your grappling hooks.
So most billboards have a ladder, that's
About 10, 15 feet.
off the ground. So we went over with our grappling hooks, and we did the Indiana Jones kind of thing where we threw it up and latched it around that bottom rung of the ladder. And I believe we did need to do a little teamwork. We had to jump.
Yes.
I had to jump
Yep.
off of their backs to get up there, but I did it. I got up onto the billboard and I climbed up and climbed all the way to the top, and you were able to stand up there. And I was absolutely fucking scared to death. There's people driving by. Eventually, it's up. You're pretty high up. It's pretty windy, so you eventually are like, all right, it's probably about time get down from here. So we get down. And we're going back the way that we came, and I remember there was like some sign, like some wooden sign.
It was like the property sign.
Yeah,
buy this. There's 3 acres of zoned property. Buy this.
So we ran through it. Like we got a
did.
running start and like jumped through it to destroy it.
You tried to punch it.
Yeah, I
Like,
tried
you
to
had
punch
some
it.
brass knuckles.
Ooh,
And you tried to punch
yeah.
it.
That was dumb.
So I sent an email real quick to your PR department while we were having this conversation, and they actually found a photo of you on this billboard.
Did they?
They did.
I wasn't sure if it
They
was still
did.
real. Is it still there?
It's still there.
Oh my
It's still there.
goodness.
This will be up on the Brews with Dudes page in a few minutes.
Wow, where did you find that?
That's my first Facebook picture I ever uploaded.
no.
It is literally my first Facebook picture I ever uploaded.
Wow, is that me?
Yep,
Oh
that's
my
that's the
God.
McDonald's Christmas party. That's me, you, and Spencer.
Oh my, that is disgusting. I cannot believe I'm looking at these pictures.
we were 18 and they were letting us drink off their pictures. We were having a good time.
Okay, wow.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
Anyway, so about halfway back, we see police lights, so we're running to hide.
We laid down in the tall grass, like just waiting on this guy to pass.
And he passed, and we ran across the street, and we see him. He flips around, so we jump and we hide somewhere else, and we had to dodge this guy 2 times before we finally made it back to the apartment we were going to. But he was
He was looking.
There was definitely the person, because I remember that's what made us leave. There was someone that drove
Slowed
past, they
down.
slowed the fuck down
And we
to
saw
see
him
what,
pass again.
and then they passed again. So we're like, it's probably about time we get out of here. And lo and behold, they were probably calling the cops. And I was going to say that we weren't doing anything wrong. We're just a bunch of kids, but we did destroy that one sign.
We did.
We totally destroyed the sign.
That's a little bit of damage. But it's also not our sign. So
We were dumb kids.
it also wasn't my mailbox. It wasn't your cow. Like, this is our degenerate shit we did as a kid.
Cow lived.
You don't have the right to tip over a cow. It's not your right.
It's every American's right to tip over a cow, guys. What are you
I
talking?
am a real American.
I don't like this whole ownership thing that we're talking about here. Like, even if you bought a cow, are you gonna tip over your cow just because you can?
I might.
Do you really want to answer that question?
I might.
I don't need you to answer the question. I know the answer.
I mean, I have a cat. You know what I do on purpose? Put tape on its feet. Walk around real funny.
Just
Tie a string to its tail and watch it freak out. No, it's not.
I would never do that to my cat. Come
Diesel
on.
doesn't give a shit. He like walks around for a second and then just lays down like, get this the fuck off me.
If you're listening at home and you've got a fun adolescent story, please let us know about it. I understand that some of the friends I've got were like, you know, alcoholics in their adolescence. I don't need to hear those stories. I really don't.
No.
But if you've got a fun story about something, you know, somewhat harmless that you did in your youth, go ahead and send that in for us. Well, it looks like it's about time for our... Is this the fifth brew of the night? It looks like it's the fifth brew of the night. This one is coming right back at us from Pipeworks. So that makes 2 distill and 3 Pipeworks. Goodness, we're getting
the
it.
last one is Four Hands, which, as I said last episode that we did the Illinois, it's actually from St. Louis.
It's okay,
But
it's okay.
it's like 20 minutes away from where my dad lives, so
It's close enough.
Local enough.
Close enough.
St. Louis pretty much spills into Illinois.
One of my buddies, Justin Hoffman, says that one of his favorite breweries is in St. Louis. So
Do you know the name of it?
I don't remember what it is, but he's brought it up when I've talked about going on beer trips. He says he wants to go to St. Louis again sometime soon. I'm like, well, let's do it. Let's get on it, shall we?
I'm ready to get on this
Less
beer.
talking, more doing.
So tell us a little bit about it before we get in it.
We are looking at Ninja versus Unicorn. And the can is exactly what the name depicts.
There's a ninja.
You've got what looks like the Japanese Rising. It's a double India Pale Ale. And the can is, of course, bright and colorful like they always do. We got the Ninja side looking a little more ominous with some blacks and reds. And then the Unicorn side is a little more bubble gummy. You got your pinks and your blues. But they're fighting it out. I can't tell who's winning here. But that Unicorn looks pretty pissed off.
I really want to give the Ninja the credit because I like ninjas, but I'm kind of scared. I might be more scared of the Unicorn because I wouldn't want to get poked with that thing.
They are some pretty badass mythical creatures. So.
They are. They could probably like psychically convince me to just let myself get gored. I think
They are legend. Wait for it. Dairy.
But yeah, we're looking, it's a double IPA, and it's actually pretty low on the alcohol content for a double. It's only 8%.
Well, it smells like a beer that wants to be drank, so
I'm ready to drink it.
let's dive on in, shall we?
Yes. This is the one.
Surprisingly, not that bitter.
No, not for a double.
Right.
So it's pretty hazy. I can't really see through it very well. Golden. It doesn't beat down on you too bad. It's not too bitter for being a double. It's really delicious.
I'm liking
really
it.
down for it. I can't tell where the Ninja flavors are coming from and where the Unicorn flavors are coming from, but
It's definitely a battle in my
I
mouth,
can't
though,
tell
that
what kind of
tastes
flavors they
amazing.
have in there at all, but whatever it is, god damn it, it's working.
I wonder if their website delves into anything, like
I'm
hops
sure it
they
does.
used, or...
it tastes real good up front, and then the bitterness doesn't really hit you till the end, which I like. And it's not a terrible punch the
Right.
bitterness.
Does leave a really good aftertaste. That last finish definitely leaves a good taste in my mouth.
Holy shit! This unicorn is defending with his. He's got one sword up against his horn, and another sword in his mouth. Like you fucking swing at him, and he just puts the blade in his mouth
Like a boss.
Okay, I might have to give more credit to the unicorn.
Like I said, that unicorn looks pretty fucking mad, dude.
What the fuck? What's the ninja's problem that would make him attack the unicorn?
Probably trying to cut off the horn.
Yeah.
The horn has magical properties.
Yeah.
Does
This
it
is just a
does
horse.
a ninja need that?
Everyone wants a unicorn horn.
Not if maybe if I'm pulling it off of a dead unicorn, but like I'm not about to fucking kill a unicorn for its horn.
That's pretty un-American of you.
It's very un-American of me. I can admit that. I can
Kill
admit
it and
that.
Take it.
No,
That's
see,
the
I would
American way.
rather have the full unicorn instead of just the horn.
Yeah, I'd rather be his friend. And can you
Yeah.
imagine riding into battle on the back of a unicorn? Now
also
that
not-
would be
we're
tight as
also
fuck.
not
Narnia
ninjas,
level
though.
shit. Just
You know? Yeah, you're right.
We're not ninjas, so we can't really get in the head of that ninja.
I did some ninja stuff,
Yeah.
as we discussed earlier.
Yeah.
I was on the path of the ninja, but I strayed from the path, so to
did
speak.
you achieve the amateur rank of ninja?
I don't know if I'd go that far, but I could.
Novice.
I did a lot of fun stuff with that grappling hook. I made a zip line
Yep, I remember that.
from the second story apartment.
I remember that.
Yeah, I used a pillowcase and was able to slide down from the second story apartment.
Damn, dude.
It was dope. It was dope. I was really
I
cool.
wish I could have seen that.
Yeah, that was at Spencer Arms' house. That was,
It was at Coppergate.
yep, Coppergate. That's
Same-
what it is.
Same place that we went and you climbed the sign.
Yep. That's where that was our base.
Coppergate.
We were
Yeah.
based in Coppergate.
You know, and even now that we're older, degenerate shit still happens in Coppergate because it's fucking Coppergate.
Yeah, it's true.
Let's say, didn't you get your back window smashed out by a rock from a little kid or something?
Yep. And
Yeah.
the cops said that there was pretty much nothing they could do about it.
Yep. Sounds about right.
We were upstairs. In the second story apartment. We heard a shatter, and it sounded really close. Ran out on the balcony, saw that it was my window, and I remember jumping down that flight of stairs, fucking 15 steps, just leaping down the stairs to run out and see what the fuck happened. Called the cops, and how did he put it? Like, you could take it to civil court or something. He's like, but you're in Coppergate, dude. Like, even if you sue these people, there's no way that you're going to get the money for it.
No,
I'm
so
like,
then you're still out court costs and shit like that.
yeah, so we spent the fucking... And it wasn't warm out, you know. It was getting cold, so we had to cover it
in a
up.
hurry. Yeah.
It was a mess.
Fucking sons of bitches.
Fucking Coppergate.
Man, I haven't taken a drink for a second. I still just have the residual flavor in my mouth.
It's got a very, very good residual
does.
flavor.
This is one of, I wouldn't say one of the best beers, but it's a very good beer that I've had. Like one of the better ones.
I
I've
think
had
my
in a
favorite
while.
so far was the passion fruit guppy from them, though. I really liked that
I
one.
think this
Yeah.
one has my vote.
I would give it to the guppy, too.
That mango guppy was really good, too.
It was very juicy.
It was a
I
little
like-
more sweet, though, than this passion fruit one.
I like my big beefy beers to be stouts. Like I like the bourbon flavors
Yeah.
and the coffee flavors. And I like double IPAs, but it's the bitterness. Especially after you've taken a couple drinks, the bitterness becomes more prevalent. I'm digging on the can though. I
I
love
love all of the
They do
Pipeworks
like
cans.
they've done Ninja versus this and Ninja versus that and Unicorn versus this and
But now it's ninjas versus unicorn.
they've probably moved on. They're probably on something else.
Damn research department.
I know they're terrible.
I'm gonna have to look into Jason Burke though, because he has done all of the artwork on the cans.
Oh yeah, most places when they find that right person, they don't stray from the path.
Can art by Jason Burke at Ink and Lead Designs. So I wonder if he
That's
does
cool shit.
tattoos.
He looks like he could.
Should, or at least
He's got the style.
corroborates
Right.
with tattoos. Tattoo artists.
The guppy ones definitely have that traditional feel.
They all kind of do a little bit, but the guppy's the main one. I love them all.
Just so tasty.
I really love that Lizard King, the artwork for it. That might be my favorite artwork of the three there. They've got so many, though. I think I pulled it up last week. I pulled up the banner that they had on their Facebook that had all the different labels.
You did.
And
You did.
every single one of them was sick as fuck.
Nice.
Man, it's just so good. I know we've had, I don't know if it was on an episode or not, we talked about our favorite beers. If you had to pick one beer, what's your favorite beer? And I can't put my finger on it. I can't pick one favorite beer because I like the variety.
Me too. I like picking different ones. Like,
Yeah.
last night we were out eating at a new place, and McGraw's Steakhouse. It was really good. And they had a beer menu that was pretty top-notch.
Yeah.
They had a lot of really good stuff. They had 18th Street's Candy Crusher.
Wow.
Nice.
They had the Lazarite, the War Pigs Lazarite. They
See, I
had
don't think I've had that one.
They had Foggy Geezer.
Had that one.
They had a bunch of beers like that. But of course, so I'm telling everybody at our table, I'm like, try one of these beers. They're really awesome. But I had to try a new beer. You know,
Right.
I can't try a beer that I've already tried. And guess what? I ordered the worst fucking beer on the
Really?
menu. It was a farmhouse ale, and I think I've just determined I need to figure out what it is about farmhouse ales. But it reasserted to me that it's something about that style that I don't like.
So you don't like Farmer's Daughter at all?
It's totally different. Farmer's Daughter is is an IPA, I believe, or a wheat. It's a wheat.
Oh, it is a wheat ale.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, it is a wheat ale.
That one's fine. It's what did I
Maybe
say
the
it
farmer
was?
style.
Farmhouse.
Farmhouse
Farmhouse
ales.
Okay.
Whatever that connotation means. I've had 3 or 4, and I'm not about it. And I solidified it last night. I think Emily and Brett both got the Candy Crusher.
Nice.
Jeff got the Lazarite, and then my second beer, I just got the Foggy Geezer because I needed it, and it was on draft.
Wow.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah,
I bet that was good.
I've never had one of the War Pigs on draft.
I like my beer on draft.
Me too.
A lot of
Me
people.
too.
I've ran into a lot of people that don't.
So I was looking at in one of my beer magazines. They had Reader's Choice Awards for 2017, and in terms of best favorite packaging, like how do you like your beer? By more than 50% of the vote, it was bottles. And then up next was cans. And then after cans was on draft.
That's weird.
It was very weird. It was very
That's weird.
I definitely think I prefer, if I can get it on draft, I'll take it on draft.
Yep, absolutely.
Draft, can, bottle. For me.
Really? I would do
Draft bottle.
Bottle can.
It
Nailed
kind of depends. Some people when I get their bottled beer, if I'm drinking it out of the bottle, I get the copper taste from the actual bottle
Really?
cap. Yeah, and it ruins it for me.
That sounds like it
So-
would ruin it.
That's why I've really been liking how all these brewing companies are doing 16-ounce pint cans. Plus, it helps it not skunk. You don't get any light into it.
That's true.
So that helps. The glass does help keep it a little colder, I guess. But without getting any light into the beer, it's going to help it from not skunking.
Speaking of 16-ouncer skunking, I got a call from Austin tonight saying that he got a 4-pack of his Super Nugget Bros had been fucked up.
Oh.
Really?
Not necessarily skunked, but he said it had a metallic flavor to it. It was definitely fucked up.
And it was the entire 4-pack?
Well, he opened one and said, dude, this is fucked up. And I was like, well, have you tried any of the other ones? He's like, well, I'm about to try another one. Hold on. Stay on the phone while I try this next one. I'm like, first of all, dude, I don't have all fucking day to sit here on the phone while you're drinking beers. But anyway, so I stood on the line, and he comes back, and he smells it. He's like, smells good. Takes a sip, says, all right, tastes good. And then he pours it into a cup, and drinks
the mixing
and
of the
says,
flavors.
"No, it ain't good." So whatever the taste was, whatever had happened to it, which I don't know, because he said there was a metallic flavor, which made me think it had to do something with the bottling process, with the canning process. I mean,
Right.
So,
Man, that's weird.
and I've heard it from several different people that they've had problems from 450 with getting bad beer, and I'm like, knock on wood. I mean, I
haven't yet.
I
not once.
bought 10 different 4-packs from him, and I haven't hadn't had a problem yet. So I don't know. I'm not an expert on what the best way to drink your beer is. All I've got is an opinion.
I'll say I could have probably drank skunked beers and not really known that they were on the point of being bad.
After drinking so many beers, especially lately,
Right.
if I taste a bad beer, I know it immediately. I'm like, no.
Like I guess I
You
just haven't
know
encountered
immediately.
any.
Yeah, I had somebody brought over, it might have even been Zach, brought over Dogfish Head a couple weekends ago, and I was like,
Oh no, that wasn't me.
this isn't right.
The
Like,
last
this had to have
shitty
been.
beer I had, or like skunk beer I had, was like an Alpha King, and I think it was you and I, Nick. We tasted it. We immediately looked at each other like, no, there's something wrong with this.
Yeah.
This is fucking awful.
That diacetyl, folks, it ain't no joke.
Did you buy it cold or did you buy it warm?
I didn't buy it at all. I'm not sure.
I'll admit that the Alpha King probably skunked because we bought it. We bought it when we bought it Friday night, and then we took it up through Michigan, back down. We were driving all around. It probably just got too warm.
Right.
There's too much fluctuation in the temperature that probably just fucked with it. So
I guess I just haven't encountered any skunked beer recently.
good for you.
I'm gonna try and keep it
glad
up.
for you.
And I hate feeling like a prissy about it too. Like I drink a beer and I'm like, do I want to say this is bad or am I just being a dick? But then you don't have to drink more than a quarter of it before you're like, no, this is just a bad beer. Like I can't drink this anymore.
People who love wine are gonna not want to drink a wine if it's gone bad or hasn't breathed enough. So I mean, we may be beer snobs, but you're a snob about everything. You like what you like.
Can a Hams skunk?
I'm sure it can, but is it going to make a difference?
That's my thing. Like,
It's still pretty much water.
Even if a PBR is skunked, is it undrinkable? A Dogfish Head or a Two Hearted or an Alpha King skunked? That's bad. Like, that don't taste good. That does not taste good.
I think the reason might be is because they're aiming for a certain flavor with those beers. It's more of a craft brew. When you've got
beer.
light piss beer, if it
There ain't much to
skunks,
fuck up.
It's gonna still taste like light piss beer. So
That makes sense. That'll make sense.
I'm sure it can happen, and I'm sure if you're really just drinking some hams or some PBR, it's because you don't give a fuck about how it tastes.
Yeah, exactly. If you're drinking Hams or PBR or any of the fucking, domestic beers, you're just drinking it because it's cheap. Not all
you're
domestic
drinking it
beers,
just because there's a lot of different reasons to be drinking cheap beer. Or like when you know you're going to be drinking all night.
Right.
You
It's a
drink
good filler.
a good beer, and then a peeber. And then another good beer, and then a peeber. It's filler. It's filler.
I was actually looking at my fridge the other night, and I'm like,
you know what?
I'm like, man,
I know what you mean.
This all looks so good. It was so hard to pick a beer, and I couldn't go from good beer to good beer to good beer. I went out and I didn't get bad beer. I got Anti-Hero from Revolution.
Oh wow, that's not a bad one at all.
No, but I mean, it was more of a filler beer than the stuff I had in my fridge at that
Anti-Hero is
time.
not a filler beer at all.
I said for the beers that I had in my fridge at that time, which are all the beers we're drinking right now. So no, I'm not going to buy Bud Light as a filler beer, I guess.
Opinions.
Yes, it's
Anti-Hero's great. It's a great
opinion.
beer.
Fuck yeah, I agree. My thing is that for me a filler beer is supposed to be something that's gonna allow me to not be drinking a 6 to 8% beer at the moment.
Oh,
Whereas
exactly.
I can understand where Brett was coming from with the Anti-Hero thing being I want to drink a a decent drink, but I don't want to be drinking one of my really expensive drinks right now. Because, yeah, if Anti-Hero is your filler, then God bless you. Jesus Christ. I wish I had Anti-Hero as my filler at all times. That would be fucking awesome.
I just wish I had Anti-Hero at all times. That'd be
Yeah, for sure. That would be great. A fridge full of Anti-Hero?
Oh, yeah. Take notes, Revolution.
Yeah, we're asking. We're calling. We're calling for it. I'm gonna start a MoveOn.org campaign. I'm gonna for a Revolution to fill up my fridge. Just once. You don't have to do it forever. Just do it once.
Yeah, but from tip to top, like
Just
from
all of it,
toe to top, all of it.
all of it. And I don't consider myself with good beer like a frivolous drinker. I'm not just going to get wasted on the beer. Like, I'm going to drink until I've had enough, you know?
My goal when I got the Revolution as filler was to get wasted, I will say. So I was at home, and sometimes it's nice just getting wasted by yourself, watching some TV, and just passing the fuck out.
Well, some people can sit there and just keep drinking and keep drinking and drink and drink and drink and drink and drink until they pass out. That's not what I'm never really going for that.
No.
I'm looking for, you know, I could sit here and if my fridge was filled tip to top with Revolution, you know, Anti-Hero or something like that, I could drink 3, 4, 6, 5 or 6 of those bastards in a night, you know, and be done. I don't need any more than that. 6 Anti-Heroes? That's good enough for me.
5 or 6 max.
That's good enough for me.
That's pushing it.
I'm not an alcoholic. I don't need to drink I don't need to drink 20 beers. Like, I'm not trying to take advantage of you, Revolution. I'm just trying to have a fridge full of Anti-Hero.
Hell, you can even make a contest out of it. Just, hey, so if we fill your fridge, how long are we gonna make it last?
I mean, I'll play a game.
See?
Do you want to play a game, Revolution?
Do you want to play a game?
So what do we got, Brett? What are we looking at?
This is Four Hands Brewing out of St. Louis. This is a chocolate milk stout. And the can looks like an old like 40s, 50s milk container or milk advertisement. It's got a nice brown cow because we all know chocolate milk comes from brown cows.
Brown cow.
And it is a stout with cocoa nibs.
What'd you say it was called again?
Chocolate milk stout.
Damn it.
Yep, Four Hands chocolate milk stout.
Couldn't come up with something as cool as
that's it.
What was the
Moon Jumper.
Moon Jumper?
Yeah, Moon Jumper.
God damn it, just deal. That was good.
Nailed it.
It was.
All right, well, without further ado, then let's clink the final beer of the night
Took the words out of my fucking mouth.
and get
Or at least
ourselves
for the episode.
a group gulp.
Oh my goodness.
Nice and chocolatey.
That is chocolate milk.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's chalky milk.
that's
Oh.
It's really
my
good.
goodness. I'm all
really good.
about
So
that.
you know how I said Ninjas versus Unicorns was my favorite beer?
Yeah, I heard
Totally reconsidering what
Yeah.
I just said.
Good.
Oh my god damn.
As you should. My goodness, that was amazing.
I'm liking it.
Chalky milk. Grade A.
Grade A.
You like that?
Can't go nubs.
So the other night I bought a steak from work and I took it home and cooked it. And as while you were just looking at that can, one of the other ones from Four Hands also says pairings like with grilled beef.
Right.
That one says grilled beef. So I drank a Moroccan coffee stout and had a steak with it. Oh my god.
Did the trick?
Oh, I would just take a bite of steak and like right when I was finishing chewing, I would just take a small swig of beer and it washed everything down so perfectly.
As if maybe these guys do know what they're talking about.
As if tomorrow I'm going to buy another steak from work and I'm going to drink this while I eat a steak. That's
Good
my
grief.
plan.
Good grief.
So this one, so the Moroccan and the snake oil, the other two from Four Hands, they were pint cans, and these are actually 12 ounces. So it came as a 6-pack. So I've got a couple more.
Good for you.
So I'll be able to. Well, good for us. 'Cause, I mean, we all know we're all going to fucking
I
drink
mean,
it.
I could use a steak too, so.
Yeah, they're just throwing around steaks. I'll take one, man. I love a good steak.
Whoa!
I mean,
he's throwing around the beer. We're throwing around the
right.
steaks.
I was gonna say I can.
Well, we can do that too. That's fine.
I can
That's fine.
get my discount on these steaks for you guys.
There we go.
Yep,
I
whatever's
only
covered.
eat steak every. It feels like only every year or so, and I had my first steak in a while the other night at McGraw's, and
Let's say every couple months for me.
yeah,
I've actually backed out of or stopped eating steaks as much. I've stopped eating burgers as much.
oh yeah,
I was eating
right.
4 burgers a week. Usually I'd go into work and I'd get a discount on a burger and
I
big
work
juicy
in a fast
burger.
food chain. I couldn't even do that shit.
Well,
Hell
it's
no,
because it's
man.
fast food burgers.
Hey,
My red
hey.
meat, my red meat comes from tacos.
Yep.
It comes from when I
you
eat tacos.
do chorizos. That's pork.
But I guess every once in a while we'll have like a Mexican casserole, you know, something of that nature, something small, like not 10 ounces of beef. That's not what I'm doing.
When I was in
small
Illinois,
portions.
when I was in Illinois, I slammed a 14-ounce prime rib. That was so fucking
Good
good.
God.
Yeah, it was good.
14
Yep.
ounce.
Oh man, I had a stout with it too, and I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember the name of it. I can't, but I had it on tap there, and I was trying to find it to do on the episode, but couldn't find it in bottles or cans anywhere.
Damn.
Unfortunate. I'll have to ask my dad what the name of it was and do some research into it.
So it appears that we're there, guys. We're at that moment of the night
This is
where
the
we've
end.
got to start making the hard decisions. And I'm not talking about whether you have another beer, because almost assuredly more beers will be drank tonight.
I was gonna say, you said we're on our last beer for the night, and I didn't think that was very true.
No, I just meant for the show.
That is true.
But the time has come for us to decide what our favorite beer of the episode was. Brett, did you have an idea? Zach sounded like he was having some trouble deciding.
I'm going to have to go with the passion fruit guppy. The way it first hit my palate, and I was very surprised by how tart the passion fruit actually made it, and then I got that honey aftertone that left a little bit of sweetness on my tongue, and that one really surprised me. It's a session ale, so I mean it's something you could sit down and drink a couple of and enjoy. So that one was definitely my favorite.
Not a bad choice at all. Zach, did you come to an accord with yourself?
I think I have. I think I'm just going to stick to my guns and go with the chocolate milk stout. Or stick to my gut, rather. And
The
my gut
chocolate
is now
milk stout.
telling me the chocolate milk stout. I was really, really enjoying the Ninja versus Unicorns. You know, really strong, but not that bitter, honestly, to me. It was, I know y'all were saying it was a little bitter, but it really wasn't that bad to me.
I didn't get a whole lot of it. Was a good bitter.
But the chocolate milk stout for a stout, it's undeniably smooth.
I
Feels
agree.
like I'm chewing a Hershey bar.
It's good though.
I'm gonna agree with you, Zach. I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna give the chocolate milk stout my number one.
Yeah.
Followed very closely by Magic Guppy. Last and undeniably the Wild Sour. No
Yeah.
offense.
Yeah.
It just didn't have much on it.
I think we all agree.
Yeah.
And then I'm confident enough I'll run it. I'm going to go chocolate milk stout, Guppy, Lizard King, Moon Jumper, Ninja versus Unicorn, Wild Sour. That's my running for the night.
Wow.
It all feels right. It all felt right. I'm digging the shit out of this chocolate milk stout.
Yeah, me too.
It goes down so
Now, see,
easy.
Honestly, the Lizard King was one of my least favorites. It'd be like right above the sour for me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Honestly, though, I'm a big fan, and I would probably, if I saw any one of them on tap at any given time, I might go for it. Except the Wild Sour.
Yeah. I would
Yeah.
buy any of the top 5. Yeah, again, minus the Wild Sour.
No offense.
Distill.
No offense, Distill.
Yeah.
Because
No.
we're digging the shit out of everything else you
Yeah.
got, including the other
the
sour.
cranberry sour.
They had the other sour
Yeah,
last
that
week.
cranberry
So
sour was
Something
one we
about
did.
the Wild Sour, I don't know.
we love you guys.
I
That
think it
one
was-
was just too tart for
Yeah.
me. So.
Not our cup of tea.
All right. Well, thanks again for checking us out. We are Brews with Dudes. You can find us on Facebook. We've got our page. You can find the actual podcast on Podbean, Spotify. I believe we're on Apple Music. And check out all the other shows on the network, the Journey into Comics Network. There's Podcastrophy with Dr. Dongo, Journey into Comics, Journey into Wrestling, Game Addicts, Foodies Watching Movies, Literature, The Poorer Poor. There's a couple more, and I'm missing them. And this is the first time I've not just beat myself up to say them all. But I'm giving up on it. So thanks again for paying attention. Thank you, Zach and Brett, for coming on. Thank you, Brett, for bringing all the beers.
And thank you, Nick, for always being such a great host.
I'm okay at it every now and again. Okay, so we will see you guys next time on one of our super special episodes. I don't even know which one it's going to be. It's either going to be Craft X, it's going to be Dark Horse, it's going to be Captain America, it's going to be Iron Maiden, it's going to be a combination of all of them. So thanks again. Share with your friends. Like, comment, tell us what you think, tell us what you wanted us to drink, and we'll see you next time. Yee!